Simply put, this combination of elements could allow us to cyberform entire worlds.
Why do I feel a shockwave plan coming on?
Do not think for a moment, Starscream, that it has gone unnoticed that you left me at the mercy of the Autobots.
Master! Are you going to allow one lieutenant to harm another? Master?
I'm thinking.
I am tempted to force you to share my perception of things.
No! I only did what I thought was best for the mission. But I do feel compelled to add that it was my very error in judgment that made this happy accident possible. If I recollect, you were seeking to purge your laboratory of sensitive materials before the Autobots arrived, were you not?
Your argument is logical.
Exemplary teamwork. Now tell me, Shockwave, why does this cyber matter resemble chaos?
The basic elements are apparently unstable. I will turn my attention to correcting that.
Nevertheless, should we use this cyber matter to restore Cybertron or cyberform Earth, we would require a launch mechanism, would we not? Then we will focus all our remaining resources upon the successful reconstruction of the Omega Lock.
I've done everything I can, considering the limitations of my equipment and less than ideal spare parts. It remains uncertain if Ultra Magnus's new appendage will be fit for battle, though it should prove functional after the requisite amount of therapy.
That is all we can hope for, old friend.
You doing okay?
I'm still two-fisted.
So's Magnus.
Wait and see. The claw is gonna become his signature. You know, like the way you own that voice box Ratchet slapped in your throat? I mean, you know, everyone understands you fine. Why would you even consider getting it fixed now, all right?
Whoa, what'd he say?
Bee's kinda still attached to the sound of his own voice. His original one.
Hey, look at the bright, shiny side. Commander Magnus and Jackie single-handedly put the kibosh on Project Predacon. Though at least one beast that we know of remains. The one who has demonstrated the ability to transform.
Predacon, we will soon plot our strike against the Autobots to punish them for the massacre of your kind.
While I fully intend to exact my revenge, Project Predacon was merely a squadron, not an army.
I see.
My liege, if you truly aspire to restore our homeworld, then I have every faith that you will resurrect the entirety of the Predacon race from the remains which lie there, so that I may lead them against any and all of our shared enemies.
We salvaged much of the wreckage of the Omega Lock, but the damage was quite severe. I would urge the selective use of Earth technology. Retrofitting its operating systems will be more efficient than rebuilding from scratch.
Then do provide Starscream with your wish list. Since Shockwave must turn his attention to the stabilization of our cyber matter, You will be in charge of acquisitions.
Prime! We have trouble brewing. The Cons staged a smash and grab at the Los Alamos nuclear plant late last night and made off with 20 tons of control rods.
What are the Decepticons looking to build?
Lord Megatron, I have determined that the synthetic energon formula provided by Knockout is the source of the instability, simply because it is incomplete.
Then make haste and complete it. We will not only require enough cyber matter to rebuild one planet, but to remake a second.
Master, excuse my impudence, but what is the logic behind ruling two worlds?
It has taken me quite some time to fully comprehend that Earth and Cybertron have always been linked. Two halves of one whole, Primus and Unicron. And that to rule only one would be to never truly rule either.
Prime! It's Cons again. In progress this time.
Coordinates received, Agent Fowler.
Let's roll.
Yep. Your ability to roll remains predicated upon further exploration of your manual dexterity.
I'm afraid that Ratchet's authority supersedes my own in medical matters.
Understood.
Ratchet, reopen the ground bridge, but ensure that the humans are kept at a safe distance, for we will be returning with a Decepticon prisoner.
Because we had the foresight to shield our new base, our captive will be unable to transmit his coordinates to the Decepticon warship.
Nor will they in turn be able to pinpoint his location.
Guess we have all the time in the world to make Mr. Personality tell us everything he knows.
The Con surveillance chief must know a lot, right?
But Soundwave doesn't speak, does he?
I'm not sure he even has a face.
With Laserbeak unable to triangulate Soundwave's current location, are you not concerned about what our comrade might spill?
Of one thing I'm certain. Soundwave knows when to impart information and when to withhold it.
Why is Megatron stealing human technology? What is he attempting to build? Why is Megatron stealing human technology? What is he attempting to build?
Whoa. Optimus Prime, the remix.
Oh yeah? Why don't I wipe that smile right off his face? Soundwave, We have treated you fairly. For the sake of the natives of this planet, tell us what Megatron is attempting to build, before we are forced to rely upon less civil methods of interrogation.
Scrap this. Soundwave is no ordinary Cybertronian, inside or out. So I would strongly suggest opening him up, so we can have a first-hand look at the information recorded on his drives.
Uh-oh.
All right, he's downloading data.
No. Soundwave is erasing data.
Soundwave superior. Autobots inferior.
Is he...
His vital signs remain functional. It seems he has simply severed all communications by crashing his own drives.
Lord Megatron, I have located the one item upon this world which possesses enough raw tonnage to power the reconstructed Omega Lock, a particle collider's synchrotron.
Excellent, Shockwave.
However, the successful completion of the synthetic energon formula is proving to be far more difficult than anticipated.
Knockout first procured this unfinished shamble from the Autobot medic, did he not?
That is my understanding.
Then the most efficient means to an end may very well be to recruit that medic.
Attempting to abduct the one Autobot who rarely leaves their base. A base we have yet to locate may prove to be a challenge.
You forget that we currently have an agent within the Autobot base.
Laserbeak could reconnect with Soundwave and upload his directive to him.
Which would still require knowing the location of their base.
It is my understanding that Soundwave kept surveillance records of more than just the human children.
Prime! These recent con heists have General Bryce breathing down my neck. So I gotta get back to the barbecue today for another grilling.
Understood, Agent Fowler. And rest assured, should our prisoner return online, we will resume our interrogation.
Sounds like a plan. I'll get back to base as soon as possible.
You summoned me, Lord Megatron.
I require your services, since we anticipate an Autobot presence at our next event.
I welcome any opportunity to face the Prime again, warrior to warrior.
You pride yourself on your evolution, yet you have learned nothing. I may have lost my surveillance chief today. The Autobots have expanded their forces, while ours continue to dwindle.
Then I shall simply battle twice as fiercely.
As a beast.
I'm on my way to the base, but I just got word. The cons busted into the Solaris Particle Collider project at the South Pole.
Autobots?
What? Yeah.
Doc, the commander's ready.
Fine.
Bulkhead, smokescreen, remain here with Ratchet to guard our prisoner. Everyone else, transform and roll out. Can't we throw a tarp over him? He's creeping me out.
Yeah, it's like he's watching, no matter where you go.
Would both of you stop focusing on what Soundwave can or cannot see and help me figure out what he did not tell? Like why Megatron would be interested in something believed to generate enough power to create a black hole.
black holes. So Megatron's looking to swallow up the known universe.
And everything in it.
No, no! He would merely want to harness the power of something capable of swallowing worlds in order to create one. Oh, my. Optimus, I know this hardly seems the time, but it may aid you in your task.
Go ahead.
I believe that Megatron may be attempting to rebuild the Omega Lock. Do we let him?
No, for you know as well as I that Megatron will use a reconstructed lock to cyberform both Cybertron and Earth. And that is one abuse of power that we cannot allow.
Understood.
The Decepticons must not be allowed to secure their target. I will engage the Predacon.
You heard your leader. Forge ahead.
Somebody knew we were coming.
You think?
Ratchet, it may not be with the Forge or the Omega Lock, but we're gonna find a way to get our planet repaired.
Oh no.
Abandoned mine?
Come, Starscream.
My liege, who could have foreseen that my alternative super soldier experiment would encounter technical difficulties?
Resulting in the loss of the Decepticon hive and over half our remaining troops.
Forgive me, Master. My intentions were true. Please, please reconsider my termination. Oh, Shockwave's offsite laboratory. Most impressive.
The Predacon clones have almost fully evolved and will be combat ready within 3 solar cycles.
Well done, Shockwave. Knockout. I'm waiting.
On my way, Lord Megatron.
Synthetic Energon. Troops will be delivering my remaining supply to you.
I will determine its value after Lord Megatron's Predacon army is ready for deployment.
Unruly beast! You dare to roam freely without permission!
Strike me again, and I will bury that rod in your spark.
I did not realize that the beast was capable of transformation.
Nor did I.
I am no beast.
The ability to transform is a fundamental part of Cybertronian biology. We simply possess no evidence that the Predacon species ever reached that evolutionary stage, since they became extinct in the Great Cataclysm.
And now we know.
So, the rumors are true. I will no longer be alone.
And I see you've been keeping secrets.
It was not my intention to deceive you, Lord Megatron. I only recently became aware of my abilities. All I remember of my beginning is hunting and battle and the wounding of my pride. Thus I begun to burn with questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? The warship's databanks provided historical fact, but still I possess no memory of my own past. So I began to reconsider my place in the present and wondered, could I be like the others? And now I know.
Yet you are unique. Miracle of science. Cloned by shockwave from cybernucleic acid, recovered from the remains of your mighty ancestors.
Doctor, what is the current status of your synthetic energon experiments?
Doing the best I can, Commander, given the lack of functional equipment at my disposal.
You do realize that an alternative energy source may be essential to our survival.
Believe me, Ultra Magnus, no one is more acutely aware of the stakes than I am.
Of course. Beast Hunters, may I ask why you are not currently scouting Grid 305 for Predacon bones?
Because we just returned from surveying grids 301 to 304?
To log our field reports, per your protocol, Commander Magnus. Sir.
Soldier, I don't recall giving you permission to leave the base.
Because you didn't, sir.
Why are your hands smeared with coolant?
I recalibrated your ship's engines. You can expect a 10% increase in vector thrust.
Welcome back. Optimus, good to see you.
Good to have you back, Optimus.
Decepticon activity is at a lull. I fear that Megatron may have collected the specimens he requires to clone his army.
It is with deepest gratitude for my creation that I pledge undying obedience to you, my one true master. But with more of my species soon to stride among us, I beg your permission to in turn lead them as Predacon.
Your vision is boundless. A former beast may fully believe himself to be a loyal servant today. But trust me, the moment our Royal Highness realizes that his army possesses greater might than what currently remains of the Decepticons,
Evolution will give way to revolution.
I am left with no choice but to eradicate the Predacon clones before they are provided the opportunity to eradicate us.
Lord Megatron, you're not saying you intend to pull the plug on Shockwave's beloved Project Predacon?
Your conclusion is most logical, my liege.
But what happens if that fire-breathing brute discovers our treachery?
Why assume that we will be the ones to perform the deed? After all, if the Predacon were to discover that, say, the Autobots were responsible for wiping out his comrades, our resident beast might, in turn, destroy our hated enemies for us. Or they him.
Ultra Magnus. Something has been troubling you.
I fear that my command style may be having a negative effect on unit morale.
Your service is most welcome, old friend. But this is not the elite guard.
Things have changed since the war for Cybertron.
And we must adapt to that change. The members of Team Prime are not cogs in a machine. They have grown into something greater than an army. They have become...
Optimus, Our scanners have detected exposed energon.
With our reserves at a critical low, we cannot afford not to investigate. Decepticons, step away from the energon and surrender.
Look at all that sweet fuel.
Stealth team, transport our cargo back to base. Wreckers, reconnoiter the mine.
I've always wanted to roll with the wreckers. Sir?
No energon signals.
And no additional security. Something doesn't smell right.
Pair off.
Well, this is one whole lot of ugly.
Megatron's cloning operation seems further along than we anticipated.
Starscream, the Autobots have arrived. You did not inform me that your plan was already in motion.
Only so the whole affair would appear less staged.
I have yet to purge my lab of sensitive materials.
Then do not let me keep you, Shockwave. Over and out.
You scrapped him on purpose, didn't you?
Soundwave, I require an immediate ground bridge.
Lord Megatron, it seems Project Predacon has fallen into Autobot hands.
How is this possible? Starscream, scramble your Seeker Armada.
At once, my liege.
No. If my brethren are imperiled, I will confront the enemy.
Permission to employ a grenade in a confined space, sir?
If you and I are all that stand between these monsters and the natives of this planet, then by all means, blow these beasts back to the rust age.
Who's this guy? The very same who has previously allowed you to live, but will not today.
He's the Predacon.
Whoa, what was that?
What have you done to my brethren? What have you done?
Well then, let's dance. And here I was just beginning to tolerate you.
It's been an honor serving beside you, soldier.
Prepare to perish.
Ratchet will take good care of you.
Magnus fought like a wrecker.
Optimus, when we spoke earlier, what could be greater than an army?
A human concept. One I have learned since coming to Earth. Family.
Do not despair, my Predacon. For I vow to you that the Autobots will pay dearly for the outrage against your kind. Shockwave, report!
It is true, my liege. Project Predacon has been rendered null and void. At least I have been unable to recover any beast forms. However, there is something you must behold for yourself.
What is this?
Pure Cybertronian cybermatter. Not unlike that which once existed upon our primeval homeworld.
That which engendered my citadel here on Earth. The result of the explosion?
Indeed. Yet the cybernucleic acid alone cannot account for these cyber forms. All possible logic points to the presence of one unexpected variable. Synthetic energon.